Hello people, this is Ice Cream Gecko here, and today I'm bringing you a review on the Swisstool RS made by Victorinox. One of my favorite multi-tools ever. Just beautifully made, well machined, craftsmanship all along, just beautiful. Everything's polished except for one tool. There's one that isn't polished due to form follows function, of course. But let's get into it. I'm going to show you all the tools and give you my kind of review and my opinion about this in terms of weight, size and just practicality in the end of this review. Let's start with the knife, the main blade on this thing. It's actually located right here. Beautiful, isn't it? This is just your standard Victorinox blade that you've got. It is the same form factor of the normal officers' knives, the normal Swiss Army knives that you all know. Just with the difference, it is a little bit bigger, it's a little bit taller, it's a little bit thicker, just a tad, a little bit wide as well, just a little bit more rugged. Just better really, isn't it? Then we've got the flathead screwdriver here, which is actually kind of a prying tool as well. It's pretty thick, pretty sturdy. Not just your normal flathead screwdriver. Suck at English, I'm German by the way, if you haven't noticed. This is a chisel. You've got that sharp end at the front. There you can see this. I don't know if it actually focuses that well. And we've got wire strippers right here, you know, for getting the coat off the copper wire for electric applications. We've got the bottle opener right here, just a classic with the flathead screwdriver at the top. Just basically this is a similar set to the tools that you get on your normal Swiss Army knife, just bigger. This one here is a little bit different, just a tad though. One of my favorite, well actually my favorite can opener of all times. I am like using this one the most. You know, in comparison to other multi-tool and pocket knife can openers. We've got again a little flathead screwdriver on here. Last tool on this arm is the saw, which is actually the only unpolished tool on this thing. Unpolished because, you know, they've got these little grooves they cut like that in the machine that they machine the thing with, and they just trim off the sides. And if you would get this thing polished right now in that big drum with all these stones, then all the teeth would just be gone and be dull and would just not work as a saw at all. This is a very nice application as well. This is the pair of scissors. Small one, bigger though than on the Swiss Army knives. Great thing, great thing. It does cut very well. Then we've got the eel or awl. It hasn't got that hole in the middle where you put the cord, but you know, this is just a prying, punching device for sewing leather, whatever you want to sew. This is a Phillips head screwdriver, pretty big one, pretty large one. It is maybe a little bit too big for, like, if you're working on computers and shit, and this one might be just too rough of a deal for working on smaller devices, because I usually find myself actually having the proper tools at home, so I usually use my Swiss Army knife or other multi-tools that have dedicated Phillips head screwdrivers that are just smaller and easier to live with. This is again a flathead screwdriver, or just what I call this the knot opener. I use this to open knots on my shoes maybe, or basically everywhere else, on my hammock sometimes that I got outside in the summer. Very, very handy, very useful. It is not sharpened in any way. This is polished and round in every possible way you can imagine. Yeah, just great at untying knots really. And this is the tool that makes this the Swisstool RS. This is the rescue blade. They say it's a rescue blade because it's got this rope cutting serrations on there, and it's supposed to go like under a belt of a car. When you've got the belt like this, you've got their skin and the belt over here, you're just supposed to slide it over the skin and just cut while you're doing that, just to make that a little bit safer. The normal Swisstool, the Swisstool CS, doesn't have this one. It has a file there, just a basic file like that you get on the Swiss Army knives, just a regular one. Last tool, and biggest one actually, the pair of pliers. These ones are very sturdy pliers. I do love them. They are actually better and more comfortable to use than my pliers that I have in my toolbox. I love these things. I kind of yeah, I just love them. You've got wire cutters here. They are not interchangeable. This is one thing that Leatherman has got over Victorinox. They make things interchangeable. Victorinox doesn't. Everything that's on here is not assemblable. You can't disassemble this thing by yourself. This is not to be taken apart. Like on the Leatherman Wave or any other Leatherman, you've got screws. This is a security torque screw. You can just unscrew this, swap out your tools. This is one big thing that I prefer about Leatherman tools. You can just change them out yourself. But then again, if something breaks on here, you can just send it in and they will, with luck, give you a new one, because you've got lifetime guarantee on these. Which is great, you know. It is just great. So, yeah, pliers. Great thing about these pliers is that you've got a very rounded edge right here. This is actually the inside when the thing is closed. This is not the outside, this is the inside. This is what's inside here. That makes it very easy and very comfortable to hold actually. Although this is a pretty bulky tool, this is not really comfortable to wear, to have in your pocket, not at all, because it is just so bulky. If you can see it like that, this is just straight edges, flat all around. This is not too comfortable to wear. Although one big advantage over the Leatherman tools and maybe most other multi-tool manufacturers is that all the tools are accessible from the outside. All of them. Except for the pliers, of course. But this is not possible without it. Or you have a sliding mechanism like there are Leathermans and have the... I don't like that. I just like the classic. You twist it open like this. All tools are accessible from the outside. This is great in my opinion. I prefer that the most. The mechanism for the locking mechanism is a little bit delicate. I don't know. It's not. I mean, the Leatherman is a lot more primitive. You've got this thing and it just slides into the grooves. It's primitive. Let's say it how it is. But it is more simple, less likely to break than this one here. And one major advantage in terms of quality over all the other multi-tools I've just laid my hands on is that every tool gets out of this without just falling around. You just, let's say I want to get the pair of scissors, I just take it out. You want to get the awl out, you just take, everything is smooth on this thing. Everything, nothing just is cramped in there, nothing is like rattling, twigging, nothing. Everything is perfectly fitted into here, which is not really what you can say about Leathermans. First you have to open this, and the mechanism of opening is a little bit weird as well. Then you've got to get your fingers in here and you break your fingernails off almost, and it's a lot rougher. Doesn't matter if you polish this thing, if you put other oil in, everything is more roughly made. This is just the nature of these things. And you know, the scissors. I actually had this one oiled and worn in manually because it just pissed me off so much that I couldn't get the scissors out without breaking off my fingernails. This is just one major complaint I have about Leatherman tools. This is a problem that you don't have with these. So, 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years. This is maybe how long I actually own this thing. Have I ever taken it outside? Yes, I did. I took it into the yard, the backyard. Had it for months in my backpack. But when I got the Leatherman Wave, which is a lot more compact, lighter as well, and one-handed opening knife blades, it's just more comfortable to use. The Leatherman, this is a lot bulkier. For use in your car, around, at home, in your car, I can recommend this, because this is a lot more sturdy. This will probably last you a longer time. I know, depends on the use of course, but the pliers are sturdier than on the Wave. Yeah, I think this is the better tool in comparison to the Wave. Of course, Leatherman has got the Surge, the Super Tool 300 and all the other things, but this is just a comparison between the two. Would I recommend this as a multi-tool if you only get one? No, I wouldn't. At first, this is very, very expensive. I got this one for 72 euros on Amazon. This was, I don't know why I got this for this price. I don't know that. I've went to the Victorinox store here in Cologne where I bought my knife as well. I want to buy a Victorinox Swisstool Spirit for my sister, and those were 120 euros. And the Swisstool RS, I didn't even ask how much they were. I've just seen one price tag on there, 160 bucks. This wouldn't be the money that I would spend on a multi-tool that I actually carry every day. For everyday carry, I recommend a Leatherman Wave. A lot more compact, a lot nicer to use, much cheaper, and you won't mind scratching and scuffing it up as much as you would on this one. For collectible reasons, for having it at home, for just looking at it, for just admiring the craftsmanship, this is this is definitely the better one, in my opinion. Nevertheless, I love this one. I still have this in my backpack when I'm on vacation, and sometimes even when I go out, camping or just geocaching. No, don't do that, maybe do that in the future, I don't know. Let's see, this is what we've got these for, right? Yeah, if you have any experience with multi-tools of that kind yourself, please let me know in the comments below. I really enjoyed making this video. I always wanted to make that for a long time now. And in the end, I can just say I love this thing. Love it to bits. I wouldn't sell it, wouldn't give it away. Just, it is not as practical as, let's say, a Leatherman Wave, which is just more compact, more simple, just better for all day use. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment in the comment section below if you liked this video or not, or just rate the video. Thumb up if you liked it, thumb down if you didn't. And if you didn't, please let me know what I can do better without harming me, without hurting my feelings, please. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.